Hello, my name is Brandon Lee, and my TED Talk will be about perfectionism and confidence. Imagine if I were your boss and gave you a seemingly impossible task that needs to be done by tomorrow. Are you confident enough to get it done? That is what I want to talk about. Confidence. It's something that can't be measured, only interpreted by yourself and others. Now, people have different levels of confidence in various subjects. Some people can be confident in painting and drawing, but they may lack the confidence in math or science. Having confidence can result in people trying to be perfect in whatever they're trying to do. That is called perfectionism. Perfectionism is something that many people, including myself, have to endure our entire lives, where we strive to be perfect, to achieve the impossible, and keep going until we succeed, even if our bodies and minds are worn out. Being perfect is like a double-edged sword, where one side is shined with an eager and passionate force of someone willing to do whatever it takes to reach their goals and keep pushing themselves to do better. The other side is filled with despair, darkness, and anxiety, where some people are constantly on the edge and are anxious about everything about themselves and their ability to do anything. It's a blessing and curse to be perfect, as it can either inflate a person's confidence and help with their struggles, or deplete someone's confidence and have it sink lower into a bottomless pit. There is a limit to how perfect a person can be before their confidence deteriorates. I had to figure this out the hard way. Now, it brings up a question. Is being perfect okay? For a while, I thought it was fine for people to try to be perfect, as it gave me the motivation to keep working hard and try to better myself. However, this time it wasn't the case. Although I had strived to be perfect my whole entire life, trying to be the A student in school and the best person I could be, I found that reality shattered, realizing that being perfect just wasn't attainable. There were perfect scores on tests, but not on personalities or looks. There was no measurable number that determined how good you were as a person. There is no such thing as being perfect. I didn't realize it until my junior year of high school when I took AP, Language, and Composition. At first, I felt confident that I was going to do well and improve my English, even though I struggled in English. But when I started doing these essays and multiple choice question prompts, I scored below average compared to the other students in my class, with scores of B's and C's. That bothered me a little bit about my performance, as I knew I could do better. So I continued to push myself to work harder every day, sometimes even staying up past midnight to perfect my craft. However, despite all the work I put in, my streak of low scores continued. With the remaining multiple choice and essays, I over time, I saw others gradually improve their writing and answering skills. And here I was, stuck with the same skill set. I thought to myself, I had worked just as hard as everyone else, yet why wasn't I able to improve? I felt my confidence slowly plummeting to the ground with each essay and multiple choice question I've taken. I pushed myself to the absolute limit, and yet I couldn't accomplish the goal I wanted. These were the consequences of perfectionism. It led to a lower self esteem and confidence by continuously setting high expectations for myself when I couldn't even reach them in the first place. Was something needed to change, or would I continue to feel hopeless forever? I decided that something needed to change about my perfectionism. If you're too perfect, you'll end up with an immense amount of pressure on you and crumble down like a house with a weak foundation. But having too little perfection will lead you to be more careless and less motivated to try. That's why having some kind of perfectionism in your life or within you is something that you need. I'll admit, it took me a while to accept myself and the flaws I have. To help improve my confidence, I've been setting up realistic goals not to overwhelm myself. I've stopped comparing myself to others around me, and I've learned to accept that I don't have the same skill sets as some people do in other subjects. As a result of these exercises, I felt more confident in my ability to do anything. And I'll still continue to be perfect to an extent, but not too much where I push myself over the limit. Now, something to remember is that nothing in this world is perfect, including yourself. So feel confident in the things that you do and feel proud that you've done it. Doing this will allow you to grow into a better person than you were before. So, if I gave you a seemingly impossible task that needed to be done by tomorrow, could you do it? Thank you.